Ultimately, I'm responsible for just about every detail of the move and installation, function, operation.
It's in excess of $2 billion, so it's an incredible exhibition.
It's a whirlwind, making sure security is in place. I mean, that's paramount to everything else, is making sure all the security bases are covered.
Ramses II and the Gold of the Pharaohs is probably the largest exhibition of its kind to come to Australia, well, in about 14 years. And it tells the story of Ramses, who was called the Great because he was. He ruled Egypt for over 67 years. I think the public fascination with Egypt is the same fascination I had as a child and have continued to have through life. I mean, an ancient culture up to 5,000 years ago that was so sophisticated.
Ramses II is an famous ancient Egyptian king. He ruled Egypt during the, what we call the 19th dynasty, New Kingdom. Originally, all of them are Egyptian artifacts. Egypt is the owner. When you be the owner for these treasures, you have to be 100% and more concentrating in only one thing, saving those treasures.
I'm on site here for 29 days, and that can seem like an eternity. And we're checking off every crate at a time, making sure the numbers match, making sure the seals match. So it's a long, tedious process, but it's what's required.
Right, so they have to pull that case forward to make the top.
We take an empty box, and that's what it was when we walked in. We take it and completely transform the space. You wouldn't recognize this room once we get done with it.
I understand.
It's got to be slow and careful and methodical every step of the way, because you only get one shot at it. It's not something, there's no room for mistake with it.
No idea about that. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, stand by. Paul, you happy?
Artifacts coming through, artifacts!
Sing girls.
Yeah, that's what I was representing.
That's Bill.
Nothing spared to honour these people. These are burial masks in there, worn by Indepth descendants of Ramses.
After his death, Ramses became immortal.
I'm looking at jewellery that is over 3,000 years old. I think I could wear those earrings and that necklace. My God, it's beautiful. I wonder if they let me. No.
We have such a beautiful collection. We selected it carefully, and we are so lucky to receive these treasures. To just be in Australia, Ramses himself with his coffin. You are so lucky country.
I asked the Minister for Tourism from Egypt when I was in Paris. I said, I want that coffin. And he laughed, kissed my hand, and then said, let's talk about it.
The new coffin is extremely impressive. The fact that it's in the condition that it's in so many years later.
And this, you know, it's kind of like our propaganda for our country. So you see here 181, and you are invited to see the rest of the places where they lived, where they discovered. We have been great kingdom during the ancient history, and here's our civilization.
Decolonisation is probably the biggest issue that museums around the world are dealing with. We're dealing with it here in Australia, of course. Museums from right across Egypt contributed to this. And this is why it's so important that this exhibition comes from Egypt itself. It comes from with the Egyptian government's endorsement.
Being nicely preserved?
No, it pops really well.
Yeah, I'm sorry we couldn't get the smell, but everything else we managed.
That's right. Just the smell of the ages. I mean, 3,000 years old, it's pretty remarkable.